So I want to ask a question. When can you say you have made a very good liquid detergent that will last long and stand the test of time? So many times, one of the questions I often get in my DM is, I made liquid soap today. It was lathering, it was foaming. After a while, it stopped foaming. All those issues, most times we trace it back to the preservative they use. Either the seller of the chemical just gave them something that he or she has in their store and tell them go and use it as preservative, don't worry, to preserve it, or they actually added a little bit of it without actually adding the right quantity. There are stabilizers like EDT and then preservative. These two things help to stabilize most of the characteristics of your soap. Characteristics of your soap, which may include your color, your texture, your viscosity, your clarity, even the presence of your fragrance, and how long the effectiveness of the product itself. Once your product is made and then the preservative you added in it is very weak, before you know it, microorganisms will actually deteriorate that product and may cause you to have a reduced effectiveness of that particular product you made. I have a very detailed video here on my channel where I described about preservative use in cosmetics and also their usage rate. And then some of us ask me, how will I know that this recipe will give me a high foaming power? So I see a lot of videos on YouTube, how to make a very high foaming power liquid detergent, how to make a liquid detergent with times 6 foaming power. Please listen and listen good today. What will determine if your liquid detergent has a very high foaming power depends on the ability for you to combine more than 1, 2, 3 surfactants or foaming agents in that product, and then making sure that the sum of all these surfactants or foaming agent is also above 20% of the total concentration of the whole product. So I don't mean you are making liquid detergent and then you use 250 grams of Texapon to make 500 liters and then it was foaming while you are making it, bringing out bubbles. That's not even up to 0.3% of the whole formula. So you need to make sure that the formula you are using, that if you sum up the whole foaming agent in that formula, you should have a normal liquid detergent should have a total surfactant of about 15% to 20. Then when you make it from 20 and above to 30, and then you combine more than one different types of foaming agents, that's when you get the best out of it. And that is the kind of recipe we call high foaming power liquid detergent. So in this particular recipe, I'll be showing you how to make use of the foam booster, the last one I just made on my channel, where we produce SDBS, making use of sulfonic acid, caustic soda. I will link that video above. So if you tap that link on your right corner, it can take you to the video. I'll also link the video down in the description box if you also want to see how you can make your own SDBS foaming agent. But that is the particular one I'll be using today. Hi, welcome back to Bam Bam DIY. So today I'll be showing you how to make this very beautiful foaming and lathering multi-purpose liquid detergent. We'll be making use of natural soul in this formula. It's a gum thickener, by the way. So let's get straight into this production. So I first dissolved 750 grams of Texapon gel with 500 grams of salt. You bring the two together so that it can easily dissolve. By the way, we are making 20 liters production. If in case I actually forgot to mention it, we're making a total of 20 liters production. So please follow me through the recipe so that you can see all the things I'm using, how I'm using it. The procedure actually matters. The procedure actually matters. So before you can even start making my recipe, this particular recipe we're making now, try and see how you can produce the SDBS or the foam booster. I have about 2 types of foam booster on my channel. Try to create one for yourself because you'll be needing it to make this particular liquid detergent. So many times people ask me, oh, I've made the foam booster you taught us, please, how do I make use of it? You can see it in my hands. I'm having here 1.5 liters of the SDBS that we produced. I'll be incorporating it into the Texapon mixture so that the two can mix very well. I'm bringing together my foaming agent at this early stage before we can continue in the production. This SDBS is more or less like an activated form of your sulfonic acid. It foams better because the pH is always high. It ranges from about 9.5 or 8 to about 11. So because of this, it serves as a very good foaming agent in making soaps, detergent, liquid detergent, etc. You also see it in your powdered detergent. So you have to combine this SDBS foam booster that you have made. It will help to boost the foaming capacity of your product, and then it will also help your product to also cut down grease. When I mean cutting grease, I mean if the person that is making use of this liquid detergent is cleaning like floor that is filled with grease stains, or washing dirty plates that are filled with oil, this particular liquid detergent we are making should be able to remove those oil stains as sharp and swiftly as possible without your bubble heads going down too much. So we have to combine these two together. Combine it together, set it aside, make sure you mix very well. Please always mix your soap very well. If not, you have lumps everywhere in your soap, and then you start crying under my comment section, Bam Glam, I made your recipe and then there is lumps everywhere. My sister, my brother, I did not follow you to mix the soap. You mixed it alone. Try as much as possible to follow instruction. Some of us, once you drop the recipe, they just screenshot the recipe and leave the rest of the video without focusing to actually hear what I have to say when you are making your own, until they will now have a fault or an issue. What I have here is SLS rice, 400 gram. It normally serves as foam booster. It will help to give you those big large bubbles. In case the person that is buying this multipurpose liquid soap from you, it might be laundry people, probably someone that is using it in his or her washing machine to wash clothes, and it will give you those big bubbles, or a person is using it to wash clothes with hands. But SLS is needed if you want to achieve a very big bubbles or large bubbles when you are making your liquid detergent. So I use about 2 liters of water to dissolve it, and I'll set it aside. Then I'll use about 6 liters of water to mix and dissolve my foaming agent that I mixed before. So in total, I use 8 liters of water at this stage. This is all what you need here before we move to the stage 2. Please pay attention. I will drop the recipe on the screen so that you can screenshot it, please. How can I make a very high quality multi-purpose liquid soap? Bam Glam, how can I make a very high the last question I got from somebody was, how can I make a very high quality multi-purpose liquid soap that will have soda ash in it? Okay, this is the formula. So I'm sharing with you today how to make a very high quality multi-purpose liquid detergent. You can use it to wash your plate, wash your dishes, clean your environment, mop your floor, clean your surfaces, wash anything you want to wash. I would not recommend you to use it and wash your car. I always shout, car shampoos formulas are made in a different way. Their pH are different and their components are also different. So please don't quote me and said I learned this thing from Bam Glam, and then you will write on your label, use it and wash your cars. You fed people's paint, so I'm telling you, you fed people's paint. Don't do that, please. It's not nice. If you want to make car shampoos, you learn how to make car shampoos and then make it well and sell to people that has vehicles. Don't go and mix anything you want to mix, and because it's foaming and once you put it inside water it creates large bubbles, you now tell the person, sir, buy it, use it and wash your Lexus Jeep. It will foam very well and it will remove dirt. Bam Glam did not send you that message, please. If you have natural soul, you can make use of it. If you have genocell, you can make use of it. Genocell is just more pricey or more expensive than natural soul. But to me, I think natural soul is more thicker. The texture that natural soul creates is thicker. If it was natural soul, I wouldn't have been using up to 90 gram. I would have used lesser than that, and you would have seen a very good difference in the thickness. But what I don't like about natural soul is that it has this slimy effect it gives to your liquid soap after making soap. Some people used to complain, Balm Glam, I like after making my soap, it foams, it lathers, it smells well, but it's slippery, it's slimy, it's drying like gum. I don't like the texture. Natural soap can bring that one to your table, and then some of them is also adulterated. You don't even know what they're giving to you. But if you use genocell, you hardly have that kind of texture or consistency that gives you a very slippery or slimy liquid soap. Some persons don't like it. They will tell me they want their own to look like Morning Fresh. So far you have gum thickener in that formula, it can be like Morning Fresh. If you want to learn how to make those standards, quality standards, store-bought grade, the type that you can sell to supermarket, the type you can take to NAFDAC and SON, you have to contact me privately for those receipts. Those receipts are paid, they are not free. So even if you contact me and you tell me you want to learn those type of liquid detergent, the ones you can put on shelf and sell, those receipts cost a lot. So bear it in mind that you can go through my catalog on my WhatsApp to see the prices. If it suits you, you can make payment, and then we can continue from there. But that does not mean I will not come on my YouTube page here and teach people how to make liquid soap with at least what they have, and at least put food on their table. So after measuring the genocell, you mix it with your 10 liters of water and set aside. Make sure that the whatever item you are using to stir your genocell does not have any contact with salt or soda ash. If not, it will start forming puddles. Make sure you wash your mixing vessel very well, and your stirring rod very well before you pour in your genocell. What I added now was the dissolved SLS of 2 liters. So here we have 7 liters. And then I'll add in the foaming agent that we mixed previously to make. After making this production, you may actually realize about 21 liters at the end. Remember that the foaming agent we added and the Texapon will all add up to the volume of the soap. So don't be surprised that the total water I'm using is 18 liters. Please don't be surprised. Use 18 liters or even 17 liters. Don't go and say Bam Glam is making 20 liters, so she needs 20 liters of water. I'm considering the other components in the formula, and I have to give them their space to be able to fit up to 100% recipe. So the total water should not exceed 18 liters. But at the end of the production, what you have is 21 liters. This bucket I have here is a 21 liters bucket. You will see that it will even get filled, almost filled, and even some part of it I'll have to put it extra in another bucket for us to use and wash things in our home. So like I was explaining before, what is the difference between natural soul and genocell? Genocell gives you a better texture. To me, the texture is just different and more better than using natural soul. That is my own observation. And also genocell gives you an appearance that looks as if is a bit or slightly transparent if you control your pH to some extent. If the product you are making, the pH does not exceed 8 and 9, you will notice that it will be a little bit clear, but not perfectly clear. Genocell is something you can use and thicken your shower gel, your liquid soap, and then it wouldn't actually affect the clarity to some extent compared to using natural soap. But like I said, that is my own observation. Somebody else may have another observation and may say that natural soap is better for them. But if you have been using natural soap, when you go to the market next time, ask them, please, do you have genocell? Try and buy it. It's very expensive, but try and buy it and use it and see your outcome. If you love it, you can continue. If you don't like it, no wahala. I just hope I've actually tried to explain the difference between this powder thickness. Now, the next thing on our list is to dissolve soda ash. You need to dissolve soda ash from 400 grams to 500 grams. I use about 450. Sometimes, due to the thickener you are using, at 400 gram, you may get the right texture, the right thickness or viscosity you need. But you need to dissolve that soda ash in water. So if you are making use of about 400 grams or 450 grams, I'm using 450 grams of soda ash as it is on the recipe. You need to dissolve it with water, up to about 500 ml to 600 ml of water. Just dilute it first, and then you gradually introduce it into your liquid soap production. Add it in, and you notice that the texture will start changing. It will start getting thicker and thicker. After adding in the water, avoid the bottom, the sediment that will settle inside your mixing vessel. Then you can color. Please color any color you want to color. It must not be green. Any water soluble color. Some persons normally ask me, they don't know what type of color do I use in making my liquid detergent or whatever I'm making. For liquid soap, you use water soluble color. There are different types of it in the market. Water soluble color, you can't be using oil soluble color in water products. It won't disperse and the color would not make it. Some persons may want to use mica colors. No problem, you can go ahead. Just mix well and set it aside. You can see how thick it is. Now note, if you don't mix well at this particular stage, you have some soda ash that will settle beneath your bucket. So by the next day, you might be seeing some white streaks all over your soap, or some sediment, or some will I say some lumps. So make sure you mix well. You can see how I was vigorously mixing to make sure that the soda ash I added was perfectly incorporated. Don't worry, just cover it and let it sit till the next day. By the next day, your texture will actually build, and you'll be in love with your outcome. This is how it looks like after allowing it to settle overnight. Can you see how the texture it is? So you can notice that it is less slippery, or will I say less slimy, compared to the people when you use natural soap. I'm not saying that natural soap is bad if that is the only thickener you can find beside you. But the texture you get from using Genocell and the texture you get from using natural soap, they are on two different levels. From this one texture, you can see how viscous it is, but not giving you that slippery, slimy look that natural soap always gives you. That's one major difference between it. Most times, the people that watch my videos here, some of them who are Nigerians or some of them who are in Ghana, can find natural soap. Some of them who are not around here, South Africa, the rest of them, UK, America, find it difficult to find these gum thickeners. I always say, if you can't find them, I have so many videos on how you can produce liquid detergent without making use of gum thickeners. There is one I will link in the description box below, where I thought about commercial production of liquid soap. So in the absence of natural soap, you can also make your liquid soap without making use of any gum thickener. I will link the video at the end of this video. If you click the right button by the side of this video, it will take you directly to that video. If you also check under the description box, you'll find it. Thank you very much.